The second I stepped through the prison gates, my eyes locked onto my wife's swollen belly. I'd been locked in a cell for 3 solid years over a financial dispute. She looked no more than 6 months along. She forced out a few tears and swore the bastard kicking inside her was mine. I kept a cold smirk on my face and followed her home. The bathroom counter was lined with expensive, custom-blended men's cologne. The walk-in closet was stuffed with high-end tailored suits I could never afford. Even the smart lock on our master bedroom door had been reprogrammed to recognize someone else's fingerprint. I pulled out my phone and hit record. She stood outside the prison gates in a black slip dress, her belly pushing prominently against the fabric. It had been 3 years. She had lost weight everywhere else, but her stomach had swelled. "Corbin, you're out." Her voice hitched. My eyes locked onto her midsection. She looked at least 5 months along, and I had just finished serving 3 straight years in a cell. "Whose is it?" I asked. All the color drained from Alara's face. "It's yours." A harsh scoff tore from my throat. "I've been locked up for 36 months. That thing inside you is 5 months old, Max. Do you really think I'm that fucking stupid?" She sank her teeth into her bottom lip and stayed silent. The sun glaring off the asphalt stung my eyes. I squinted at the woman I used to love. 3 years ago, I went down for a financial dispute. Right before they took me away, she sobbed and swore she'd wait for me. Clearly, she did wait. She just decided to incubate some other bastard spawn while she was at it. "Corbin, let's just go home. We can talk about everything at home," she pleaded. "Home?" A cold smile stretched across my face. "Are you sure it's even my house anymore?" I dug out my phone. After 3 years in lockup, it barely held a charge, but I managed to hail a ride. Inside the Uber, Alara sat stiffly beside me, her eyes darting toward me every few seconds. "Corbin, do you hate me?" I turned to face her dead on. "Hate you for what? Letting some other guy into my bed? Or letting him knock you up?" Her eyes rimmed with red. "It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" The doors chimed open on the 18th floor. I pulled out my old keys to unlock the front door, only to find the entire deadbolt mechanism had been swapped out. I held my palm out. "Keys." She dropped a new brass key into my hand. The door clicked open. The furniture was exactly where I left it, but the space was hijacked by baby gear. A crib, sterilized bottles, and stacks of tiny clothes were perfectly arranged in the corner of the living room. "You've been busy nesting." I dropped onto the sofa, staring at the setup. "Corbin, I know this is a lot to process, but what?" I cut her off. "But you're already deeply in love with the baby daddy?" Her head snapped up, her eyes wide with sheer terror. I stood up, walked over to the crib, and picked up a tiny onesie. It was a limited edition Gucci piece from the current season. The price on the dangling tag was worth months of my salary from before I went away. "A girl?" "Yeah," she muttered. I dropped the designer onesie back into the crib and turned to face her. "Who is he?" Alara bit down on her lip, suffocating the silence. "Don't bother. I'll figure it out myself." I bypassed her and headed for the master suite. I'm taking a shower. The bedroom had been invaded too. The nightstand was cluttered with men's items. A high-end razor, expensive cologne, a heavy luxury watch. None of them belonged to me. I picked up the watch on the nightstand. A heavy, solid gold Rolex. I stepped into the bathroom. The shelf was stocked with a new brand of body wash, a premium men's line. A harsh laugh scraped my throat. I stepped out of the shower and pulled my clothes back on. Alara was still hovering in the living room. "Are you hungry? I can make dinner," she offered, her voice tight. "Don't bother." I grabbed my jacket. "I'm heading out." "Where are you going?" "To see an old friend." I needed to see Julian, my best buddy, and the only guy who bothered to visit me while I was locked in a cage. He ran a high-end law firm downtown. I took a cab to his building. The receptionist at the front desk blinked in surprise when I walked in. "Can I help you find someone?"